Hello students, welcome to Ashish Polala classes. Today in the present lecture of Indian Penal Code, I am going to discuss with you the plea of consent which is taken as a plea of defense in prosecution for an offense. Section 87 to 89 and Section 92 of Indian Penal Code explain the provisions in relation to the plea of consent. It is very important to note here that when any person willfully gives his consent to take the risk of an injury, then thereafter, if any injury is caused to that person, he cannot blame the person who inflicted the injury upon him after the consent of the person. Okay, but it is very important that consent in question should be the free consent. It should not be the result of undue influence. It should not be the result of coercion, or it should not be the result of fraud committed by the accused. If we are talking about the plea of consent, especially in case of medical treatment, the doctor gives injection, it gives pain, which we bear. And thereafter, we cannot blame to the doctor that due to the injection, we had to bear the pain. Sometimes a patient needs the operation. Then he or his relations gives the consent letter to the doctor to make the operation. But if the operation fails, what will happen? If the operation fails, then the doctor cannot be blamed because you have already given the consent letter to the doctor to make the operation. That is why it is said that he who consent suffer no injury. A person who is giving the consent in law suffer no injury. However, it is also very important to note that if the doctor negligently operates and due to the negligence of the doctor the patient dies, then whether the doctor will be protected under the plea of consent, then the answer is that then the doctor will be held responsible under section 304A of Indian Penal Code 1860. We had heard one story of Shri Devi's mother operation in America. There, the doctors conducted the operation negligently, and in that case, the court ordered to pay a huge amount towards the compensation to the victims. So let us study the provision of section 87 of Indian Penal Code, which is the general plea in relation to the defense of consent. Section 87 starts with the heading Act not intended and not known to be likely to cause death or grievous done by consent. That means to say, section 87 talks about those acts in which neither it was the intention nor it was the knowledge that it was likely to cause death or grievous hurt. If the act is done by consent, then that act will not amount to the offense. According to section 87 of Indian Penal Code, nothing which is not intended to cause death or which is not intended to cause grievous hurt. First of all, there was no intention to cause death or grievous hurt, as well as there was no knowledge by the doer that it be likely to cause death or grievous hurt, and which is not known by the doer to be likely to cause death or grievous hurt is an offense. Okay, so what is stated in the first part of section 87? According to section 87 of IPC, nothing which is not intended to cause death or grievous hurt, and which is not known by the doer to be likely to cause death or grievous hurt is an offense. Only by the reason of any harm which it may cause or be intended by the doer to cause. To whom? To any person above 18 years of age who has given consent. The consent may be express or implied to suffer that harm, or by reason of any harm which it may be known by the doer to be likely to cause to any person who has consented to take the risk of that harm. Simply, if I want to explain section 87, according to section 87, if any act is done by the consent of a person whose age is more than 18 years, and if anything is done by that consent, that will not be an offense. But section 87 will not protect those acts which results into the death or grievous hurt of the person. So I want to repeat what is stated in section 87. According to section 87 of Indian Penal Code, nothing which is not intended to cause death or grievous hurt and which is not known by the doer to be likely to cause death or grievous hurt is an offense by reason of any harm which it may cause or be intended by the doer to cause to any person above 18 years of age who has given consent, whether express or implied, to suffer that harm, or by reason of any harm which it may be known by the doer to be likely to cause to any person who has consented to take the risk of that harm. So let us read the illustration which is attached with section 87, which will make us clear the provision of section 87. In this illustration, A and Z agree to fence with each other for amusement. Okay, A and Z agree to fence with each other for amusement. So this agreement implies the consent of each other to suffer any harm in the course of fencing, which is in the course of such fencing may be caused without foreplay. It is very important. The game should be genuine game and it should not be the foul play, or it should not be conducted in the negligence manner. And if A, while playing fairly, hurts Z, then A commits no offense and he will be protected by the provisions of section 87. So after reading the bare language of section 87 as well as the illustration of section 87, it is very clear that the main principle which is underlying under section 87 of Indian Penal Code is that consent never justifies both death or grievous hurt. That after taking the consent of another person, you cannot justify the causing of the death or grievous hurt to that person. Under this present section, any harm but other than death or grievous hurt, any harm other than death or grievous hurt, even though intended or known by the doer to be likely to be caused, will not be an offense under the following condition. Number 1, if the act is done neither with the intention of causing death or neither with the intention of causing grievous hurt, not with the knowledge that it is likely to cause death or grievous hurt. First of all, the act should be done without any intention or without any knowledge to cause death or grievous hurt. First of all. Secondly, harm is caused to any person with his consent, and that harm is other than death or grievous hurt. Harm is caused to any person with his consent, and the person who was giving the consent is above 18 years of age. And this consent may be expressed or implied. It is not necessary that the consent should be expressed, it should be documented. The consent may be expressed or implied to take the benefit of section 87 of Indian Penal Code. It is also very important to note here that the immunity which is granted under section 87 of Indian Penal Code will not justify causing of death or grievous bodily injury or any harm which is known by the doer to be likely to cause death or grievous hurt. Consent in that case cannot protect the accused from penal prosecutions. However, it may reduce the gravity of the offense and may also go to mitigate the rigors of punishment. It is very important to note that consent is normally a good defense in sexual offenses. But if once it is proved in a case of rape that the age of the girl in question was below 16 years, then her consent becomes wholly irrelevant and accused is liable for the offense as if no consent was obtained from the girl. It was held by the Supreme Court of India in Harpal Singh versus State of Himachal Pradesh, AIR 1981, Supreme Court 361. Now the next question which arises is very important: whether the consent in unlawful games can protect a person from penal prosecution. The answer is that the accused cannot be protected if while doing any act which is in the unlawful games he cause injury to another person. A consent will not protect a man from criminal liability if in the course of a fight with a deadly weapon one of the participant is killed, because it is apparent from the very nature of the act that it would result in death or grievous bodily injury to someone. Moreover, such types of games are prohibited by Indian laws. It is well settled principle that one cannot do by an agreement what the law says shall not be done. That means to say, if the law prohibits to do an act, then you cannot do that act by making the agreement between another person. And if you are doing that, then you will be liable for any injury that is caused which was prohibited by the law. So friends, if you like my lecture and want to take more law lectures on my YouTube channel, then please subscribe my channel and do not forget to click on the bell icon to get notifications of my next videos. Like my videos, share my videos, and if any of you want to take notes of my law lecture, then you can visit my blogs at lawarticles2020.blogspot.com to get notes of my law lecture. Thank you very much.